for my tweed nails, I wanted a color in the background that had some sparkle, so I used Love That Journey. I did my nails like I normally would. I activated, filed, buffed, and then removed the dust with isopropyl alcohol. And then I used gel base on the entire nail and pop it in the lamp and cured that for 30 seconds. And the colors I'm using for these tweed nails are a Little Stitches and Casper. And I have my palette there. That'll make it easier for my liner brushes. And just put some of each of the gel polish on the palette. I also put some gel base on the palette as well for when I change colors on my brush. And I'm getting my liner brushes out. I use the dual-sided nail liner brush. I use the short side of the liner brush, but I also get the other liner brush with the cuticle cleanup tool on the other side. That one's even shorter than this one, just in case I need it. And if I get too much paint on my brush, I just kind of draw lines on my palette to clear some of it off. And I just start drawing lines. I draw the top to bottom lines, and I don't go all the way down. I go most of the way down or about halfway. And depending on the width of your nail, there might be 4 or 5, maybe even 3 lines across. And then I start drawing my left to right lines to make the letter T on these lines. And I feel like there's no hard or fast rule. You can do them wherever you want to. Right there, I just did 2 lines on there. So just whatever you think looks good. And your lines don't have to be perfect. Tweed patterns are not perfect. So I feel like this is a very forgiving artistic pattern. And you flash cure that for 15 seconds. And when I change my polish, I just run it in my gel base. And then I get a lint-free wipe and wipe it off gently. And then I'm ready for the next color. And we're just going to do the same thing, trying to not have all of the lines be exactly the same. I feel like there's joy in the chaos. I'm just putting the lines wherever I feel like I'm going to need them in that color to kind of start it off. We're going to do another layer of each color as well. So you don't have to worry about getting the entire nail covered in these 2 layers. And then we're drawing the left to right lines. Same thing, wherever I feel like I want them. I start being aware of any big gaps on this layer. Trying to start filling those in. And we're going to flash cure it for another 15 seconds. Another polish change, so I'm running it in the gel base and then getting a lint-free wipe to wipe it off. And then we're going to go in with another layer of Casper. This is the last layer of Casper that I'm going to do. So I really am making sure that I have lines where I want them in this color. I do unintentionally make a bunch of lines in Casper right next to each other, and it's pretty easy to fix. I just will make sure to put a line of a Little Stitches in between those. This pattern you can also do with acrylic paint if you have a gel allergy or just don't want to mess with gel polishes. Or if you are not a fan of texture, the gel polish has a little bit raised texture because of the design. But not as much as like a sweater nail would. But if that is not your jam, if you have to have smooth nails, then you might want to just do it in acrylic paint. And you could even put a layer of clear dip over that. And everything will be nice and smooth. So after that layer, I'm going to flash cure it for 15 seconds. Change the polish out one more time. And do the last layer of a little stitches. Again, making sure that I fill in everywhere where I want a line in a little stitches, because this is going to be the last layer that I do. I'm trying to not make the lines too thick, not just the width, but without too much gel polish, so I can make sure I get it fully cured. I think this is a good pattern for anybody who might be hesitant to do nail art, because it's just lines and you don't have to make sure that they're all straight. They can be a little crooked. I have several crooked ones there, but I think this is a good starter pattern. And once you're happy with all of your lines, pop it in the lamp. We're going to fully cure it now. 45 seconds is what I cured it. And then I went in with my gel base, covered the entire nail, being aware of the grooves since not everything is painted. Making sure I get everything in the grooves. And then I'm going to cure it for 30 seconds. And then we get the top coat out. We're going to be aware of those grooves again, making sure I get everything covered. We pop it in the lamp and cure it for 60 seconds. And there you have your finished tweed nail.